This is Where You Live with Gene and Tony. We've been broadcasting live from the Concierge Landscape Studios. We're brought to you by Extreme Exteriors. It's time now for the CAI Minute. The CAI Minute is brought to you by Start to Finish Maintenance Contractors. Start to Finish provides 24-hour service for all of your home and business maintenance needs. Call Start to Finish at 952-259-1219 for your home, for your business, for your peace of mind.
Are you a member of the Community Associations Institute? For nearly 40 years, CAI has provided education and resources to volunteer homeowners who govern community associations and the professionals who support them. Visit caionline.org to learn more. That address again is caionline.org. CAI helps community association board members by providing online resources, in-person training, and hard copy publications written by association management experts. CAI offers community managers professional development, networking opportunities, and a certification program that's established as the industry standard nationwide. Minnesota has its own chapter of the Community Associations Institute to bring resources and tools from community associations around the country right to your home. Visit CAIMN.com to learn more and become a member of CAI today. Your community and management company will benefit from your involvement. Join the Community Associations Institute today at CAIMN.com and click on Membership.
We've been talking today about proposed state legislation that's in front of the state Senate right now. Several issues. First, we were talking about flags and signs. We've been talking about landscaping. We've been talking about copy costs. But we have a caller. Jeff is calling about displaying things on the property. Jeff, welcome to the show.
Hi, how are you?
Good.
What if I think a disabled washing machine is high art and I want to display it on my balcony?
As an architectural, sort of as a landscape piece.
Yeah, exactly. I want to open it up. I want to put flowers in it. My point is, isn't it all subjective, and isn't it better just to say don't put anything out there?
Yeah, that's a very good point. The line has to be drawn somewhere. So do we draw the line at washing machines, or do we draw the line a little further back and just say, you know what? You can't do any of that without prior approval from the board, which is what most documents say.
Jeff, maybe just the half bathtubs would be allowed. Do you think?
Yeah, that sounds good. Yeah, I agree. I think you give up things. You give up some things. You get a lot of things when you live in a community. You give up some things too.
There you go.
And one of the things might be you give up your entire freedom of expression. Well, I mean, you're limited on your freedom of expression.
There you go.
Yeah.
There you go.
Thanks
for the comment,
call.
Jeff. I agree. And like the character in Harry Met Sally,
yes,
she says, all people think they have good taste, but everyone couldn't possibly have good taste. She's explaining that's why she has to train her husband on what good taste is. Yeah.
But I like the way Jeff put it. You get some benefits moving into a community, which means that you give up a few.
That's
as well.
right. We have one more piece of legislation we wanted to talk about. This is Senate File 524, and it's about prohibiting management companies from providing general contracting services to their HOA clients. Right,
yes,
Gene? Tell us more about that.
Dealing with maintenance here, it is just what we have here is a prohibition in wanting to allow a management company that also has a general contracting maintenance arm as well from being able to do a business together. They effectively, in the way this is written, really put the kibosh down. And let me just share what some of those things are. Here's one thing that I think is very interesting in this Property Management Senate File 524. It talks about that if there is a management company that is going to do maintenance, it says that it must, of course, tell people that they have, that it's been disclosed to them that the management company also has interest in this maintenance company as well. And they must disclose that in writing to the owner or owners at least 3 days prior to the execution of a contract for work.
Okay, so does that mean for every single piece of work?
Well, see, that's part of why I think it's so poorly written. We don't know, but I don't want to assume.
Sure.
The way it is, and the idea here to really state that that before any work takes place, each and every time, there needs to be this disclosure saying that you understand that the maintenance company, and this is for an HOA, that the person that's coming in is is also a part of the management company, and you need to sign off and make sure that you understand that before work happens. Think about how this would slow things down. I seriously, I know. And so what you have is, I think, something that would create more frustration for the end user, for the customer, for the client, because you have to wait for a 3-day period.
Right, before you can actually perform
can perform work. And then it begs the question, okay, so you are saying that if you happen to own a business that is a management company and also general contracting and doing maintenance.
Well, it even says if the same entity, the same people own one business. Let's say your management or your maintenance company isn't necessarily directly tied to your management company, but if one person has an ownership interest in each of those, they see that as falling under this legislation.
And so what would you have in that case is that you're saying that to those people that own a company like that how you practice business is going to be different than everybody else. Well, and so you stop and think about the other vendor, other contractor who has no 3-day wait.
There you go.
People are going to say, well, who would you now prefer to have do the work? Well, that's a no-brainer. I want my stuff done now. I don't want to wait.
That's right. The other piece here, let's say this legislation is meant to ensure disclosure. Let's say it's meant to protect homeowners associations from, hiring the wrong people or from hiring someone they do not know is associated with their management company. That protection is something that's needed, but it's already there. The market dictates it. We always disclose. Correct. Yeah. If we're associated with the maintenance contractor that's bid on a job, or we get permission from the board in advance if they want to make our maintenance company responsible for emergency maintenance, right? That's all disclosed already.
And the reason why we do it is because in property management you're required to have a real estate license. That real estate licensing has caused you to have a certain ethics and certain practices in place if you're going to practice that business.
That's right.
And I just don't think that it is wise to look at trying to put that kind of prohibition in place.
Yeah.
They certainly don't in real estate. You stop and think about it. Years ago with real estate companies, they began doing title work, mortgage, insurance, and other things in-house as well as real estate. The legislature didn't come forward and say, you know what, if you own a real estate company, you're going to be prohibited from having a mortgage company. You're going to be prohibited from having a title company. No, they said what you need to do is disclose. And so if you want to have a law that is going to make sure that that is in place, then you can certainly say, management companies, if you're going to do and offer that kind of work, you need to disclose. And I think a lot of folks do anyway, just because of business.
The market demands it. The market demands it. I have talked to boards who've said, you know what, we were unhappy with our previous management because we didn't know that the maintenance company was owned by them. And we felt like we were taken advantage of. Or they put an upcharge on the maintenance services that we weren't aware of. The market dictates that. They fired that management company. They hired somebody else.
Well, we're all out of time. Disclosure is what it's all about. Perhaps our legislators could disclose too. If you're a business person and on the Commerce Committee, you would be prohibited from being on the Commerce Committee.
If you owned a business.
But that's not going to happen. But folks, take a look at what's going on. Important laws that are affecting our lives right now. Thanks for joining us, and we'll see you next Sunday here on Where You Live.